Take you again.
Are we just gonna start all of our videos in Paul W.S. Anderson with Tokyo Ghoul? Is that what we're doing now? Does Tokyo Ghoul have a game? Because he might actually try to adapt that down the line.
It has 2 in Japan.
Hashtag keep Tokyo Ghoul safe. So, welcome back to Filmography Fridays. This is our first episode in a new line and a new director. This is Paul W.S. Anderson. Year's 1995, and it's fine except for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat dropped.
Paul Weak Shit Anderson. His best movie!
Yeah, oddly enough, from what I can remember, his best movie is this movie, and that's not a good sign.
And it's the best for all the bad reasons.
Oh, like the fact that 2 seconds in, the best part of the movie is already happening? Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, it doesn't even happen when the movie is starting, only when you see the New Line Cinema logo.
It literally instantly
starts at the New Line Cinema logo.
It's almost as if the editor thought, wow, this movie's a piece of shit, I have to get people hooked somehow. We'll try and be a little nice to this movie. I think the casting for Liu Kang I thought was spot on.
Despite, like, nobody in this movie being able to actually fucking act, except Frank Welker, who wasn't in the movie.
He wasn't in the movie at all, because he's not credited. But, Liu Kang gets a message from the Western Union, because that's what I want to see my fucking video game characters using. Western Union. But gets a letter from Western Union that says, and I quote, Liu Kang, brother dead, period. Return home, period.
And he goes there, and, like, everyone speaks perfect fucking English. He talked to that old man, who I'm assuming is his granddad or some shit.
That was his grandpa that sent the note?
I'm assuming it. He goes to a place called the Temple
None of this matters! There's a movie about fighting! The Kano eyepiece being nice, I think that's... I brought it up to you, I think that looks... I'm sorry, he was originally Japanese-American. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it the way it was originally
Not what he is anymore, it's Kano.
You're right. The fucking eyepiece that Kano has is honestly better than this movie should allow. I genuinely think that prop looks
all the money
decent in this
and Goro's animatronics.
God damn it, Goro. I'm still gonna say it. There's scenes in that movie where Goro holds up. But we'll get there when we get there.
Some scenes, and then other scenes where just like...
Another thing I like, I honestly think that the way that they take the time to show the 3 main characters we're gonna meet, Liu Kang, Sonya, Johnny Cage. I like how they take the time to really split that up at the beginning and give you a little bit of each character. Liu Kang is dealing with his shit on the island with his grandfather from the message. You have Sonya, who's dealing with her cop shit, and Kano. At least I got that right this time. And then you have Johnny Cage, who's dealing with his actor shit, and that's pretty much it. He's the most shallow character and probably the most annoying.
Yeah, like, oh, the media says that was fake, and the media doesn't know shit. Dude, you know you can fight. Who the fuck cares?
No, yeah.
You're Johnny Cage.
Honestly, I don't even remember that being a part of the plot. That's how little the plot really fucking holds.
What's sad is Johnny Cage only has a couple good lines. And
there are a couple. There are a couple
moments, but specifically towards the end.
Like his friendship, which we'll get there as well.
to my biggest fan.
The Shang Tsung transformation, well done. You brought this one up. The way that it starts with the actor walking. The
transition with the pacing, it just worked.
Yeah, because he's there to fool...
Special effects or
He was there to
shit.
fool Liu Kang, wasn't he?
No.
Or was that Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage.
Yeah, Johnny Cage.
Kano Hideyuki Tagawa, like, knew how to keep pace, and because, you know, the guy actually seemed to try in movies back then.
I mean, once again, for the time period, for the movie that it is, for the director that's doing it, all of these things should culminate in to the things that we're talking about that are positive, in them being shit. They should be shit.
Not to mention, fucking Tagawa was loved so much that I'm pretty sure they brought him back for that YouTube series, I think.
That's the thing, when you're in something like this in Dungeons & Dragons, like, movies like that, you have to... If you don't chew the scenery, then it's just boring as fuck.
If you're not being camp as hell, it's just not going to be good.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it.
When Raiden appears at the Temple of Light. Which, by the way, what the fuck is with his voice in this movie?
It's Christopher Lambert.
He's Christopher Lambert. But he has, like, this weird rasp. And every now and then...
You sound like the bat from Anastasia.
Every now and then he goes into that. But then in normal times he'll just be normal.
Okay, you sound like the bat from Anastasia, not Christopher.
I'm not kidding. There's times where he gets close to that.
My biggest problem is, why is he a guy named Raiden? And he looks like... he looks
no,
like
his name isn't Raiden.
Oh.
Sorry,
Raiden.
once again, you're treating the Japanese, the Japanese sounding names, you're treating them like they're supposed to be Japanese, but they're not. They're supposed to be racist. Here's the thing. We were talking about Raiden. His eyes are fucking horrible. The lightning?
Oh, no. Okay, let's address that whole bit.
It's so
when
bad.
Liu Kang goes to hit him, and he does like the simplest martial arts counter where he just flips him on his ass, and you hear like this fucking magical sound effect, and I was like, okay, if he like sent him flying through the air, I'd get that, but he literally just tripped him. He literally just did a simplistic trip.
Keep in mind the sound effect point.
And then, as Liu Kang gets up, and not even gets up yet, he's still on the fucking ground.
He's just looking up.
And you see Raiden look over, and you see the worst CGI special effect electricity coursing through his eyes, as if to say, yes, this is your thunder god.
Just to correlate.
This is your lightning god.
Just to correlate.
It's like, no.
Just to correlate. I think we had better lightning in fucking...
Terminator 2.
I was gonna say fucking...
Years before this.
I was gonna say Big Trouble in Little China. Also, I want to bring up, how does Liu Kang even, like, question Christopher Lambert being Raiden at that point? You see his eyes are emitting lightning! Are you fucking drunk?
Yeah, he's like, but I find it so funny though. He's the one guy with like the natural reaction there when Raiden comes in.
You're not right.
He's like, Raiden, really?
Well, as painful as it is to deal with the whole Christopher Lambert being worshipped thing, you know what's even more painful in this movie? Johnny Cage's fucking comedy. These little bits, they're not worth the 2 or 3 that we get that are
he's
good.
He's so bad, and when someone's so bad, he does have gold here and there.
But it's not worth it. It really isn't.
No, all the other ones are the ratio. You're 100% right.
I just don't want to sit through 15 horrible fucking gags,
horrible bitch quips and whatnot, and just like the only time it's good is when he's being a badass.
This one particular gag at this point in the movie, the one that where I wrote this is one of the first ones in the movie. That's how you know I was ready for this movie. Fucking. The one we're talking about is the suitcase where he gives it to fucking Liu Kang. Hey, go ahead and take my bags, will ya? Yeah, I got it. Grabs the money, pockets it, just dumps it in the water.
But it's like he knows how to fight. Why the fuck did he not try to fucking fight Liu Kang there? Oh wait, he's a movie star. He's rich.
That's what I was gonna say is the answer for why he doesn't pick up his briefcase and instead lets it sink into the water.
What did he say? What was his lame line?
I don't care because I hate him.
With the Steven Spielberg lookalike.
I fucking hate... Okay, that's actually awesome, and I don't think I wrote that in the trivia. Earlier in the movie, you see on the set of Johnny Cage's movie, he walks off being a brat, and it's just like...
There's a dude that looks like Spielberg.
Like, so much like Steven Spielberg, and it turns out, I read afterwards, that was supposed to be Steven Spielberg in the movie playing a cameo, and then they couldn't get him, so they just put some schmuck in there that looks like Steven Spielberg. Sub-Zero and Scorpion appear. And I swear to God, they dragged this whole movie down. They're like the 2 namesake characters.
They're like specifically Scorpion, to the point they put him in Injustice, Gods Among Us, as a DLC character, as the only Mortal Kombat representation in the game. That was like fan service. That is the character, and Who Scorpion?
Oh, that guy with the fucking thing that comes out of his hand?
These are my slaves.
That's just a fucking
these are my slaves.
Squeeze of lemon on the moon.
These are my slaves. Yo, is that a fucking rope with a fucking kunai coming out of his hand?
No! It's a creature!
No, it's like a...
So one of the worst things in this movie is, without a doubt, as we mentioned, that creature. The plant-like fucking metal thing that comes out of his hand.
Coming out of his fucking hand. That looks so horribly computer animated to the point where you watch the hand blur around it. And it's like... And they literally just stretched it.
And they didn't even do a good job of it. They didn't even do a good job of it because it goes from being okay, to instantly being far off.
It's like they like... It's like
they were too lazy to take inch by inch.
It's like they drew something and then folded over it and just to unfold it in the scene. And it's like, it doesn't look good.
When you're doing effects like that, you have to drag it inch by inch so it doesn't have a major gap in between. It did. It had a major gap where it was like, okay, it's there, and now it's all the way over here, and now it's back. What? Raiden says one of the 3 on the boat, when they're on the boat on the way to the island, he says one of the 3 on there with him will win the entire tournament. They will save the day. And he's talking to... Okay, no, let's break this down. You have Liu Kang. It's Liu Kang. The answer is it's Liu Kang. You have Sonya. You know, in all fairness, playing devil's advocate, she's competent. as far as we've seen so far.
She's disciplined.
Yeah, she could be it.
She knows how to handle herself.
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
He's literally shown to be nothing but comedic relief. In no movie ever, and I mean it, none, have I seen the comedic relief turn out to be like the surprise hero. Yeah, you see, you're on the island. On the island, you see Reptile for the first time, and I just can't. I don't think I can do it justice to explain how bad this looked. I really don't. So,
oh my god. That shit looked like it was right out of fucking Donkey Kong Country on the SNES.
Okay, I'm not kidding when I say this, not slightly. I actually cried. Like, I actually cried laughing.
Like, I'm not kidding. This thing looked so bad that it looked just as good as what a goddamn 32-bit console of the time was able to
But do you know what the difference is between that console and the games and the quality of that? It had legitimate anatomical structure. You see the picture, and there's one eye here, and they're not even anatomically correct.
Yeah, the whole fucking face is fucked up.
So both in concept and execution, this thing fails.
The toes, when you finally get a full body shot, are like pipes. The stomach is just flat.
But still having
it's like so polygonal. I was sitting there, and I was like, not even the fucking PS1 looked this bad outside its FMV cutscenes, and even those weren't that fucking bad.
At the dinner, Sub-Zero, they're all eating dinner, everything's cool, Sub-Zero comes in.
They clearly haven't been eating very long.
They're about to fight. Fucking, the guy goes for a kick. They're about to show off Sub-Zero's ability here. It's just a random no-name soldier. The guy's just hyping himself up.
All the tables.
Yeah, he's just hyping himself up. He's just hyping himself up, and then as he goes for the fucking kick, you just see Sub-Zero.
He does the jump kick. Just
freezes him, and not only does he freeze him, but because here's the thing that makes total sense. Freezing. What does freezing usually imply? Stopping, right?
Yeah, but
if I stop it,
in a minute, it's not going to stop the momentum.
No, but it's going to make you sink because you're heavier, significantly heavier.
No, shit.
It's not going to make you speed up and fucking lawn dart into the stage. Goro is revealed to be swooning Kano, of all people. Because that's what it is. They're having a dinner together.
Yeah, he just like...
They're about to bang.
What was his lines?
I honestly don't remember. I really don't.
He was a creep in the movie.
Goro?
No.
Or Kano?
Kano.
God damn it.
He was a
I'll get it one day.
He was a fucking creep in this movie. Everything out of his mouth was just creepy.
No, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. It doesn't help that he's delivering his lines in between taking bites of a giant turkey leg. But yeah, I brought it up before, I'll bring it up again. I think Goro, in this scene in particular, shots of it looked extremely impressive, even for the date today. Because they went pretty heavily on practical. There's obviously touch-ups with CGI, but see, I was thinking of
my only issue was like it looked pretty good.
Yeah,
you could tell that this is where most of the movie's budget went.
Oh, entirely.
But like,
what doesn't look good is when he's wrestling later, and you actually see like
the lower body's fluid, and then just the upper part is just robotic.
It turns into a Godzilla battle where they're just smacking each other, and it's like you can't do much with the costume and the prosthetics that you have. They're all surrounded. Raiden just goes, I think you'll find that the exit is this way, and then just directs them through the people that So Raiden can just literally make them exit anywhere. It doesn't matter who you're surrounded by, the enemy.
Raiden comes in and intimidates the random generic assholes.
And lets them go through.
See the exit this way.
He parts the sea of henchmen.
And this was a partially funny Johnny Cage line. You guys are lucky he stopped us.
Yeah, it wasn't fucking break your nose on a facepalm bad,
Yeah, it's just like, you guys are lucky he stopped us. But it's not like he was wrong. It's funny because they were kicking ass before.
They wiped the floor with the first group of men that were there, because this was the second wave of soldiers. From there, we really move on to Liu Kang's first round match, which, by the way, that's the entire point of this movie. The Mortal Kombat tournament. In fact, you're saying that's the point of this movie.
Yeah, we finally got to the fucking match.
Finally get there.
Finally get to an actual match, and it doesn't even involve any other Mortal Kombat characters except Liu Kang.
No, in fact, it doesn't.
That's not a Mortal Kombat match!
In fact, it doesn't. Yeah, that's a major complaint I have. A lot of these extras could have been no-name characters like Cyrax and all those other people that no one necessarily cares about that well.
The problem with Cyrax is I don't think that he existed yet. A lot of the characters...
No, that's a fair point. I was just giving you a single example.
Mortal Kombat wasn't as ridiculous as it's rostered yet.
That's true.
But you still could have had somebody.
everything is so far away from the game, including the format of the fight. They just throw him a bow staff thing and, okay, so now we're fighting with weapons. Now this is Soul Calibur. What?
Yeah, like in Mortal Kombat you do use weapons, but like at the time this movie came out, weapons were not the prominent thing. It was like characters had a couple projectile weapons and shit, or maybe a move or so where they involve a weapon. But for the most part, they're beating the fuck out of each other.
There's no stipulation matches is really what I'm trying to get there. It's not like, yo, bow staff battle this round. That's not a thing. Most choreography in this movie is phenomenal. There's a few weird fight scenes that, even if you don't know anything about, like, stance and stuff like that, it should be fine. But if you do, it is a little, like, take you out of the movie. Certain characters don't necessarily have the right, I don't want to say stance always, but it's their footwork and stuff like that is just off. Of course, there are flashy movements and everything that people want to see that's on, so... speaking of that, Sonya's first match, her footwork is just really awkward in that. I remember looking at it and it's like...
It was so slow, I couldn't tell if she was actually a trained fighter, or...
It's also the way she was stepping and the way she was, like, putting her foot placement. It just seemed like it was unadvantageous, which isn't necessarily something you want to do. You don't want to put your foot near the opponent. You don't want to stand.
It felt as though they started shooting it. It feels as though they started shooting it and then just said, you know what, this doesn't work because I don't think either of these people know how to fight or something.
Mortal Kombat.
I mean, if we want to bring up accuracy to the games, it's the most accurate because the games are clunky as hell, and the fighting is stiff. Let's not lie.
See what I'm doing here? You see what I'm doing? Tying it in. From her battle, as you can tell, we've done the first round for each of our main characters, so we're obviously going to go to Cage. What surprised me is how harsh of a fucking transition they go. Okay, you saw Sonya, boom, okay, Cage. That was a lot different than the first one.
Yeah, it was like a bamboo forest or some shit.
The fuck?
Not even bamboo, I think I'm being racist.
No.
Just like a small forest of like tiny fucking trees.
So Johnny Cage's Scorpion is up next, and what the fuck, flying little shop of horrors, the attack. Feed me. Can someone edit that, please? I just want to take a moment to ask Paul W.S. Anderson a question, because I know he's one of the, like, few people that watch us. I just need to get this out. Why the fuck do you say, oh yeah, okay, what's Scorpion do? He does that kunai on a rope trick.
Clearly it comes out of his sleeve.
Why the fuck did you decide to say, well, you know, yeah, let's just say, screw that. That's not realistic. That's ridiculous. The way that happens, that would never work. Let me do a little shop of horrors creature.
Comes out of his hand.
Fuck you!
The Scorpion's dead and he can teleport to hell whenever he fucking wants. So we go to what I guess is supposed to be hell. It's just like, he brings him here and he loses here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that makes fucking sense, right?
Yeah, you know, if you know anything about Scorpion, I'm pretty sure it's like, every time he's died, he's just been sent back to hell and come back. Which is like, how can you kill him here in his own area?
Some of these sound effects in there, once again, the worst sound effects I've ever heard. I said it'll come up
He's stronger in hell, too.
No, yeah. But all of that aside, he beats him. Okay, fine, I'll accept that he beats him. How the fuck did he get home? How's that gonna happen?
Yeah, how the fuck
did he get back?
How the fuck did he get back?
Since, you know, the original portal was opened by Scorpion, and it's not like a fucking button you can press.
Unless, like, he teleported into a cave somewhere on the island, which I don't think he did.
That's a weird-looking cave. Then you have that whole scene with Liu Kang fighting Kitana for some godforsaken reason. Yeah, and they
don't...
Not
Kitana, it's Kitana.
Fine, Kitana. Oh, now we're saying it right? Liu Kang fights Kitana for some stupid reason. It's literally a non sequitur. They just have a random fight. I believe it's just so he could test the main villain, just so Shang Tsung could test fucking Kitana's ability. And it's literally just, he ends up with, you disappoint me.
No, like, okay, they're fighting, she's like whispering to him to try to tell him what to do every time she gets him in like a hold.
And I like the scene. I get what, and I don't even like the scene, but I like the idea. I like the idea of the scene. Kitana and Liu Kang apparently also gained in that fight the ability to use telepathy. So why did you need to whisper during that whole scene?
Oh, yeah, she was there.
Because he just walks in while he's fighting Sub-Zero later. Liu Kang Liu Kang is fighting Sub-Zero and she just runs in, and it's just, apparently we can use telepathy now, even though that would have been helpful when I was trying to tell you secrets in the Shang Tsung fight.
Yeah.
But no, telepathy.
Let's also point out, like, earlier when he sees her, like, just in the hallway and he goes to follow her, just Reptile. And see, I barely remember that till now.
I didn't remember that.
Because you forget about it.
Use the element that which brings life. You can't just say use water, you're using telepathy. Who's listening?
So much forgettable
You
bullshit.
bitch! Sub-Zero gets stabbed by ice because he uses water, like the message says. And,
Oh, God.
And for some reason, Sub-Zero's entire aura, the ice just freezes because before it hits him, it just turns into an icicle. I'm gonna hope he didn't do that. It turns into an icicle, pierces him to a fucking object behind him, wall, whatever it may be, and then just starts freezing him entirely because once again, ice doesn't have normal properties in this world.
Yeah,
You touch an ice cube to someone, they're just gonna freeze entirely. That's just how that works.
It's gonna specifically be into an icicle, a giant sharp icicle, specifically, and not to mention it's fucking Sub-Zero.
Yeah, ice kills Sub-Zero and fire kills Scorpion. This movie is just fucking perfect. This is a dumb fucking movie. This really is a dumb fucking movie.
Not to mention
the two namesakes, their own elements kill each other.
Sonya's supposed to be our toughest, like, female character in this, and for some reason she winds up getting, like, King Kong, where she's tied to
so much.
where she's tied to totems, and I'm like, what?
We see guys being beat by Goro later on to the ground with
so
so many quick cuts, and I know why they used quick cuts, because later on you see him legitimately full-on fighting, and it looks like I mentioned, Godzilla fighting, where it's just a guy in a suit just crashing into things. It doesn't even look that good. So they show you a quick cut of like 15 guys hitting the ground. That being said, that was too much.
That being said,
There's way too many quick cuts of
that being
succeeding
said,
one another.
Shang Tsung saying flawless victory was too much.
We'll get to that too later, absolutely. Raiden gets real creepy on Sonya. Like he's just talking to them about stuff,
yeah.
and he gets like real, and he's like, "You have to do that." Oh. He doesn't add the smell, but it's pretty much what it is.
If I was a woman and I was in that position, just like, I know Kung Fu.
Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, exactly. Sonya and Johnny Cage have a shoehorned relationship moment, because that was apparently happening during this 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was their back and forth bickering.
What the between this Jurassic World and all the that doesn't
That's
equate
a
to
trope.
relationships.
That's a trope.
I know, and that's a
it does
negative
happen.
one. You have this whole Sundown argument where it's just like, oh, they're arguing. They seem to be bickering in a relationship style bicker out of nowhere, instead of like just we hate each other. Okay, I guess I'll put this in my notes that you're supposed to be in a relationship.
Listen,
Good to know.
I don't want to see anything happen to you or some shit like that. I'm gonna go fight him.
Okay.
And it's like, then she gets mad at him.
You guys know Liu Kang is probably going to go be dying now, right? You probably should go have that talk with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have Cage confronting Goro, but he's wearing the badass glasses. That was awesome. One of the few really cool Cage moments in this. Which is followed up by him kicking Goro in the nuts with a 90s style soundtrack and act and reaction.
Let's do this. If I can...
Because that's funny. I'll also say the set for that castle area toward the end of the movie with the bodies and the statues that leads to us getting Reptile legitimately for the first time.
But that was terrible.
The background, no, I'm saying the background things, like where you see like the skeleton in the actual statue. All those genuinely creepy scenes. Honestly, use that for like some sort of like horror movie. I don't know why you put that in this. Reptile gets into one and becomes the green Sub-Zero we all know. And then decent choreography happens in the first half of Reptile versus Liu Kang, and then basically Reptile, I'm about to say this, just pay attention here. Reptile gets bicycle kicked into what appears to be a non-gravity zone, because he gets sent flying!
And he's like flipping multiple times through the fucking air.
And lands outside.
Through that little hole where he came from in the first place.
Lands outside, decays into bugs and the reptile creature that went inside the thing in the first place, and... What the...
And like dies.
What the fuck?! So he's Oogie Boogie? The one thing I'll say that I liked there is if you listen really closely, you can hear, I assuming it's Shang Tsung, you hear him go, Reptile, as if you picked a new character.
No, it's just like...
When he gets in the statue.
People, what? Wait, you hear a reptile?
You hear a very faint, Reptile. Like, the notes that I had to take here, I honestly, if somebody were to look at these, they'd think I'm on acid. A guy gets bicycle kicked into a non-gravity zone and then decays into bugs and a reptile. What the fuck? The CGI castle with Sonya being tied up is horrible. So bad that you notice it's a CGI backdrop because when she turns her head, her hair just gets cut off.
Yeah.
So they didn't
let's bring that up
blend
too.
it.
She was like this tough bitch the whole movie, and now she's just like in this
legit King Kong.
This more like kinky outfit with like her flowing hair. Legitimately King Kong status now. And it's like, what the fuck happened?
This was all worth it because for the next 10 seconds we get Shang Tsung versus Liu Kang to the Mortal Kombat theme. This is hype personified. It's like they're all hyping up, they're fucking spinning around the tube. This is awesome!
But it's so short.
That's the biggest problem. It ends pretty abruptly.
Before Shang Tsung just, like, cheats.
And, they do a multi-man brawl. Yeah, Shang Tsung cheats, he raises up multiple... I'm assuming those are supposed to be his, like, necromancy abilities that kind of appear in the game. I guess. The actual battle between them after the multi-battle still works, though it doesn't have the music, so it's not as intense. But you have the battle over the spikes, which is decently intense. Like, it is a nice moment. You know who's gonna win. It's not like you have a fucking stake in this, but...
Oh my god, Shang Tsung was Lo Pan.
Oh my god.
We tied it anymore.
We beat fucking Shang Tsung.
Right. We have to bring it up. Liu Kang says flawless victory.
They beat Shang Tsung, flawless victory moment
and
happens.
it makes sense because Liu Kang got hit a few times.
Yeah, it's not how that works, guys. But that happens, and you see... You remember Hercules, that like pool with all the souls? Apparently that just starts erupting out of fucking David Lopez Jr. over here. And out from that just steps Liu Kang's brother. Because that's a thing.
Shang Tsung killed my brother!
But you have him and his actual brother holding hands. You have him and his actual brother holding hands, and it's just... It's too much. This shouldn't have happened. Have him look at him as he's going up in the stream and say goodbye legitimately for the first time. Don't fucking physically come out and... Bro moment. And I love that they had the balls to tease a sequel at the end of this movie. Where it's literally, yeah, I can't stress the job you guys just did, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it's supposed to end, but then nope.
The weak, pathetic souls are mine.
Oh, apparently Shao Kahn's here.
They get, like, ready to, like, fight him.
90s freeze frame!
And then it fucking... Roll credits. But, like, you see Shao Kahn's helmet and everything. He's voiced by Claw.
He called that instantly. I didn't. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Like, to a T, literally.
Unfortunately, that leads to a continuity error with the second fucking movie, because it doesn't start with them ready to fight Shao Kahn, and it especially doesn't look like that. And Shao Kahn is a bald guy.
And most of those people aren't in it.
Exactly.
Brandon Lee was set to play Cage before he died.
Wow.
Cameron Diaz, Dina Meyer, and Sharon Stone were offered Sonya.
Sharon Stone?
Was offered, Sonya. They flawless...
Cameron Diaz, no.
I don't see that either. Thank God.
She was way hot back in it, but no.
She actually broke her wrist. No. That's the reason Cameron Diaz couldn't do it.
No.
They say flawless victory 4 times, but it only fits for 2. The case where Cage versus Goro, and where Sub-Zero versus a henchman. That's literally the 2 times in the movie that we actually have a flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp were also set for Johnny Cage. Tagawa came to his audition in makeup and costume and stood on a chair while he gave his audition, which is why he instantly got the role.
Like Shang Tsung outfit and everything.
Yep. Christopher Lambert voices himself in the French dub. Thought that was an interesting fact. Ed Boon created the game, voiced Scorpion in this movie.
He fucking talked over himself differently.
Johnny Cage's
friendship... Wait, what about Ed Boon?
He voiced Scorpion in this movie. Film's soundtrack went platinum in less than 2 weeks. Not surprised at all. This movie, however, was on top of U.S. box offices for 3 weeks. 95 was a weird time.
I hate America!
Sean Connery was considered for Raiden.
Fucking Sean Connery.
Lightning abilities.
McLeod! I'm gonna let you be Raiden.
We won't lose this fight, this Mortal Kombat. You know why we won't lose? We won't lose because I have a dragon heart. You get really mad here. This one you won't get mad. I'll save that one for last. The Outworld statues were made of painted foam.
The shitty statues?
Good on them. That actually looked kind of good for foam.
True.
The basic ninja in this movie that we saw, those basic henchmen ninja, those were all originally planned to be Tar Cotton race, Baraka's race. But the movie decided to be assholes. That's pretty much it for this one. Join us next week for, what was it, Event Horizon?
Aren't we doing, was it that or Resident Evil?
I think it's Event Horizon is next. If you can, just subscribe, like, and I guess we'll see you next week.